the live on my computer.
Okay, I'm live now again. Tell me if you can follow the live. I'm live again. And I gotta get off the phone with you. It's YouTube. Okay, everybody, what's going on? Yo, this is YouTube. Sorry about that, guys. I think this is YouTube. I think this is YouTube doing this. So we're gonna do this one without the mic. I think it's YouTube. We apologize for that. It never happened before, so we apologize for that. I'm just gonna talk through my computer. Yeah, I don't know what's up. I don't know what's wrong. So we apologize for that. So we were about halfway through it. So let's wait for some. Let's do this again and get everybody to come in here again. So let's give everybody ESPN. That's funny. Yeah, I saw you guys' comments, but I couldn't respond. So just excuse the sound. Just using my computer here. So yeah, we're sorry about that. So let's just give it like another 2 minutes, and then we wait for some more people to catch up again. We appreciate that. Let's just wait for some more people to come in. Okay, you said it was Nick Wright's fault. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. It's never happened before. Even Marco's having difficulties watching the live on his computer. It says it keeps refreshing, so we're just gonna have to do it like this. And sometimes it happens. So we'll just wait for you guys. Hey, Juanita, welcome in. Melvin, welcome back. For the people that missed it, we're just gonna wait for everybody to come back in here. Sorry about that. Just sometimes it happens. Sorry about that. So yeah, I think everybody should hear me now. Just using my computer here. So let's just give it like another 1 more minute, and then we'll get it. Make Laker Nation muted. Yeah, I don't know. Just a technical difficulty, but it happens sometimes. It's Laker. So let's just give it like another minute, and then we'll get started, and I'll get my notes ready again. So let's just wait 1 more minute, and we start comparing these teams. We're still going to take your questions and everything, so we appreciate that. Hey, Deuce Don, welcome in. You finally caught it live. Well, actually, Deuce, you missed it, to be honest with you, because YouTube was messing us up here. So this is our second live. So if you missed part 1, we're going to have part 1 on the channel. So this is part 2. So make sure for that. We're sorry about that, guys. Hey, Tariq, man, stop missing school for these lives. We appreciate it, but make sure you get your work done also at the same time. Yo, that's horrible. Somebody wrote, your mic disappeared like Giannis in the playoffs. Come on, man. Come on. That's cold, man. That's cold. Okay. We'll just give it like 30 more seconds. Make sure you get the likes out, and then we'll start all over again. We apologize for that. Just a technical difficulty there. Let's give it like 20 more seconds, and then we'll get started, and then we'll try to get as many people. Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, Adam Silver turned off your. I hope not. Okay, so let's continue. So make sure you guys keep hitting the likes, and obviously the other people will come in if they come in, and then they'll catch up to it. Okay, so anyway, let's continue here. So comparing these two teams, let's talk about the Clippers this year as a team and their stats. This year, the Clippers are number 5 in field goal percentage, so they're top 5 in field goal percentage. They're the number 1 team in the NBA in free throw shooting as a team. They're also a top 10 in scoring. Now, something for you guys to pay attention to. When I say top 10, a lot of teams that are separated, they're separated by like 0.1 of a point, 0.2. So it's not like as if they're like scoring like 114 and the number 1 team is scoring like 125. It's not like that. But they're top 10 in scoring. They're also ranked number 8 in defensive rating. They're the number 8 rated defensive team. Now, before the season ended, it's worth saying that the Clippers were ranked number 6 in defensive rating. But since they weren't playing some of their best players, talking about their defensive players, their defensive rating went down a little bit. They're also still the number 1 3-point shooting team in the NBA. Now let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks. This year, The Dallas Mavericks are the number 13 team in field goal percentage. The number 13. They're also the number 15 team in free throw percentage. Hey, Javon, thanks for that. I hate the Clippers switch on the pick and roll. Yeah, the Clippers switch. Their switching is horrible, especially last year. And that's the reason why Reggie Jackson ended up getting switched on Luka Doncic when he hit that step back three, because they keep going under the pick and roll, and also their defense on the pick and roll, especially when they're rolling. I don't understand why it's so poor. It's why it's so bad. Now, somebody that played great pick and roll defense was Draymond Green, because Draymond doesn't show too hard on those pick and rolls, but he still somehow stays connected to his defender while still being a threat to in the passing lane. If y'all saw that game, I'm sure you guys remember that game against the Lakers and the Warriors. Draymond Green was playing fantastic defense. Candace, no, I don't think Reggie Jackson is going to start at all. I think Reggie Jackson is going to be the sixth man coming off the bench. I don't think Reggie starts, and he's probably going to be the 2 coming off the bench, just to kind of address what Candace just said right there. So yes, so they're number 15 in free throw percentage, and that has a lot to do with Luka Doncic. They're also ranked number 17 in scoring, so they don't score as much as the Clippers. As far as being on defense, they're the 21st ranked defensive team in the NBA, and they're number 18 in three-point shooting. Now, because Luka Doncic shoots so many threes, I'm sure some of you guys would think, okay, maybe Luka shoots really good from the three. Luka's not very efficient from the three-point line. So those are these teams' 2 respective stats, so to speak. But now let's break it down a little bit further. Let's talk about the comparison. So what I understand is this. The Clippers are a better defensive team than the Dallas Mavericks, and they have better individual defenders. The Clippers are the better defensive team. They're also the better three-point shooting team. They're a more efficient team overall, because remember I said the Clippers are top 5 in field goal percentage. So when the Clippers match up with the Mavs, I don't see the Mavericks being able to give the Clippers any problems on the defensive side of the floor. I don't think they're going to be shutting dudes down or stopping guys. One of the reasons why you saw Kawhi Leonard score so many points against them. And at the free throw line, they're even better. Now, let's talk about Luka Doncic for a second, because I gave you some of the Clippers numbers last year in the playoffs. Let's talk about the Mavericks in that round 1. In round 1 against the Clippers, Luka Doncic averaged 31 points per game. Think about this, guys. 31 points per game. He got you 9.8 rebounds and 8.7 assists and 1.2 steals. Basically, this dude averaged a 30-point triple-double in the playoffs. And that was the first time Luka Doncic ever went to the playoffs. The only weakness in Luka's game is probably his efficiency, because he shot 65% from the free throw line, but he shot 36% from the three-point line. That was good. And he shot 50% from the field, which tells me that the Clippers could not do a good enough defensive job on Luka Doncic last year. For whatever reason, make sure you guys keep hitting the like button. And for the guys that are coming in, well, this is part 2 of our Clippers versus Mavericks preview. For whatever reason, Luka Doncic always goes off on the Clippers. For whatever reason. Now, obviously, he's a great player, but Kawhi Leonard seems to put his hand in his pockets and walk away. Paul George can't guard Luka Doncic. I love Paul George. He cannot guard him. I've seen too much of it. And Kawhi Leonard, last year, he didn't do a good enough job defending him, because he still averaged 31 points per game. And if that's going to be the Clippers' recipe going into this series, they're going to have problems with him. The Clippers have to play defense. They have to be focused. Make sure you guys keep hitting the like button, guys. They have to be focused this time around. They have to. Just being realistic here. Another person that played well, Tim Hardaway Jr. He averaged 18 points per game last year in the playoffs for that team in those 6 games. He shot 72% from the free throw line. He got shot 35% from the 3-point line. He gave him good minutes. Seth Curry, who no longer plays with them, he also played well, but he's not there with them. Kristaps Porzingis was a problem for the Clippers last year to deal with. In those 3 games that he played, he averaged 23.7 points per game, 8.7 rebounds per game, and 1 block. He shot 87% from the free throw line, 53% from the 3, and 52% from the field. So Kristaps Porzingis did his thing, and he's going to be available this year. I don't see Kristaps Porzingis being thrown out on some technical foul or whatever it was. I don't see that happening. So the Clippers got to be ready for that. Because remember, we're giving a preview, so we got to talk about the Clippers, but we also got to talk about the Dallas Mavericks. We got to be balanced, and that's why I'm trying to give you guys both both sides of the picture. Now let's talk about key players that we need to focus on. We need to keep an eye on this time around. Tim Hardaway Jr. They need to keep an eye on him because he may end up being their 3rd scorer. He may be the guy that gets loose when they're trying to focus on Luka and Kristaps. Now, do I think Tim Hardaway Jr. can beat you in a series? No. But he can definitely give you some problems. He's a 39% 3-point shooter on the season. He's a versatile player. So they got to keep their eyes on him. On the other side for the Clippers, Paul George needs to play well. Let's talk about Paul George for a second. Make sure you guys keep hitting the likes. The fact of the matter is this. Paul George needs to play better. If Paul George played a little bit better last year, the Clippers would have had a chance. I already gave you guys his numbers. For the people that missed the part 1 of this live, in round 1, Paul George averaged 18 points per game. He shot like below 30% from 3. You can't be as good as a player as Paul George is, and in the playoffs average 18 points in a series. Can't happen. It can't. I'm sorry. It's too late. Paul George got worse in the playoffs last year, and this year, I need Paul George to be at the very least, as good as he has been all throughout the regular season. I need at least 23, 24 from PG. At least. Now, some people have speculated that PG is going to go off. Deuce to Don, who's also on Dreamerspro Max, he's a huge Paul George supporter. Some people have picked Paul George to come up big this year in the play. Oh, and by the way, let me just say this. For the people that are joining this second live, for the people that missed the first one, real quick. Tonight, we're going to be live, during the playoffs, these playoff games, we're going to be live chatting during these games. If you guys want to be a part of the live chat, Deuce to Don is there, Candace is there, so many of these people on here already there. Make sure you guys sign up to Dreamerspro Max. You get 7 days of access, so nobody's going to charge you. You'll probably be able to use it for at least most of the games in the first round. So you guys can definitely sign up. Sign up today, sign up tomorrow. We're going to put the link at the end of this video. You don't want to miss out. We were cracking up the other night watching the Lakers versus the Warriors. You don't want to miss the playoffs. Bolo, we appreciate that. It's going to be a lot of fun. You get 7 days of access, you're going to enjoy it because we're going to be going live on game 1. Also, depending on when game 1 finishes, depending on the time it finishes, we may go live after the game. If the game finishes too late at night, then we're going to do a live around the same time today. Hey, Clip City, Chip City, we're going to put the description and we're going to put the link in below. But Marco, if you're watching it, you can always just post the link. Marco can always post the link of Dreamerspro Max in the comments. He can also do that, and then you guys can take a look at it there. So just to say it for the people that don't want to miss out, because I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot to say, because I know it's going to be rocking in that thing. But anyway, Let me get through some more of your comments here before we continue. As long as Reggie isn't guarding Luka, we should be okay. Yeah, I hope so. And I'm going to get to that in a second. We're going to get to the lineups and all of that. I'm back in PG. PG-13 going to do. I hope so, because Paul George has the talent. I think all of us are pulling for PG. To be honest with you, I want Paul George to play well because I'm tired of people making fun of him. We were talking about this in the first live. People are getting tired of this kind of bully. People are getting tired of it. Look at Kwame Brown. Let me just digress for a second. Kwame Brown has not played basketball since 2013. Okay, Marco just posted the link for Dreamerspro Max if you guys are interested. He hasn't played since 2013. For all of those years that he did play, I didn't hear one word out of Kwame Brown's mouth. I didn't even know that's how he sounded like until last week. I didn't even know Kwame Brown had a Southern accent. I didn't even know that until just this week. That's why I was cracking up. I'm like, Kwame Brown got a Southern accent when he was like, yeah, boy, punk, boy. I was cracking up. I'm like, I didn't know Kwame Brown talk like this. I never thought that. And now people are like, yo, enough is enough. Y'all already ridiculed this dude enough. That's why everybody's turning on Steven Jackson and all. They're like, we've had it. And at the same time, as they're apologizing to the dude, they're making fun of him. So I'm rooting for Paul George. I'll be very happy for him, for his psychological, the impact on him. People calling you play all of this. You think it's not going to affect him? I don't care what anybody says. It affects. Look at Kwame Brown. People are wondering, why is Kwame Brown still going off? You're talking about somebody that has had 20 years worth of aggression. Everybody here went to high school. Imagine picking on a dude in high school for 15 years. And one day that dude finally stands up. How y'all think that dude gonna be acting? He probably gonna snap. And that's what's happening to Kwame. I think Kwame Brown is letting out all the anger that he's had inside of him for the last 20 years. The dude got drafted in 2001. I heard what his voice sounded like in 2021. So Kwame is letting it go. So I'm rooting for Paul George. How much playing time do you see? Okay, so let me get back to this. So we talked about that. Let's talk about coaching. Something we don't focus enough on. Let's talk about coaching. Make sure you guys keep hitting the like button, guys. I appreciate that. Make sure you keep hitting the like so we get the notifications out. Appreciate that. Let's talk about coaching for a second. Ty Lue, I'm going to be expecting a lot from Tyronn Lue this year. Ty Lue already came out and said he doesn't care what anybody says, whether he's tanking, whether he's not tanking. Ty Lue said he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Ty Lue looks like somebody that marches to the beat of his own drum. I've also heard from some of the viewers on this channel that they said Ty Lue is known to hold back a lot of plays, a lot of different packages that he's going to run in the playoffs. He doesn't use a lot of them in the regular season because he doesn't want to show his hand. Because obviously teams scout, they look at different plays and okay, this is what they'll do, this one. So we've heard that as well. Now, one thing I do know about Ty Lue, nobody's perfect. No one is perfect. But Ty Lue makes adjustments. 1 second, let me see what Jalen Bruin, Hardaway Jr., Dwight Powell, and Josh are good players, and the hustle could be. No. I agree, Candace. The Mavs are going to be serious. And I hope the Clippers don't go into this thing thinking, oh, okay, but we're just going to go in there and then, flex our muscle. They got to be ready. I don't want to see any of those reckless passes, careless passes in the first quarter, not having your mind in the game, not paying attention. I'm going to be watching all of that, and I'm going to get to that at the end of this live. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your comment. Back to Ty Lue. The one thing I do know about Ty Lue is this. He's very good at making adjustments in game. I've seen Ty Lue make some in-game adjustments that at the end, you got to stand up and clap for him. Look at that Atlanta Hawks game. when the Clippers were playing like garbage out there. Y'all remember that game? What did he do midway through that third quarter? How many coaches in the NBA would have the balls to take out his entire starting five in front of the owner? Because Steve Ballmer was there. He took out his entire starting five and brought in his bench. That's a coaching decision. That's a coaching decision. He took them out and said, these guys are in here stinking up the joint. Brought in Luke Kennard, brought in Terrence Mann, and two bench players brought the team back within striking distance, then had the presence of mind to now bring back some of his starters. I don't think he brought back all of his starters, brought back in Kawhi, then they closed out that game and won the game. You got to give a coach like that credit. You got to give him credit. It was his decision. He made it, and it worked. So Ty Lue has proven to me that he's good at making in-game adjustments. Now, what we got to see is, how does he adjust from game to game? I know some people have been saying that the Clippers are going to win in 4. The Clippers are going to win in 5. Let me just say this, guys. From somebody that's been watching the NBA for the last 20 years, this series may go at least 5 games because it's going to be about adjustments. You know, if you go in expecting them to just sweep them, the Mavs may do something in game 2 that nobody saw because it's chess they're playing. Remember, Ty Lue is playing chess. The Clippers are out there playing chess. A lot of these other teams are playing checkers out there. I mean, it's clear to see. And when he pulled that move by sitting those guys in the last 2 games, people are talking about the Lakers. Nobody was looking at the Lakers. Who do you think? Honestly, for the people that saw that game between the Lakers and the Mavs and the Warriors, let's just be honest for a second. Do y'all honestly believe that that Laker team, the way they were playing, could beat the Clippers? Are we being serious right now? Are we being serious? The Clippers could barely generate points. Skip Bayless is talking about Andre Drummond. What have I been saying all season long since they got Andre Drummond? Did I not say that Andre Drummond is going to clog up the paint, that he doesn't stretch the floor, that he doesn't provide space? Did I not say that? I've been saying this. Didn't I also say, if you guys remember, at least the honest people, didn't I also say that LeBron is going to have issues playing with Andre Drummond because of the spacing issues? Did I not say that? I said that before Skip Bayless said it. How do you know this? Look at what the guy's skill sets are. When people were running around calling him Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all of this different stuff, I said it. I said it's the same kind of issue that Ivica Zubac presents sometimes. Zubac does a lot of great things. One thing he does not do is space the floor. That's one thing he doesn't do. That's the reason why the Clippers went and got a Surge and a DeMarcus Cousins, a big that stretches the floor. This is what I said. So, you watch that game. Y'all honestly believe that the Clippers were dodging the Lakers? Are we serious? Are we serious? Let me just digress for a second. Make sure you guys keep hitting the like. I still got more notes, more things to say, and I'm going to get to some of your comments because this is a playoff preview, so you got me today. Let me say one more thing while we're on it. One more thing. What's going on with LeBron James's ankle? What is going on? I've heard in the past week 3 different stories in 1 week. What is going on? First, LeBron was not healthy. They said he wasn't healthy. These were the reports. That was the whole reason for him missing those games, if you guys remember. Remember, he came back, I think, against Sacramento and another team, and then he sat out. Then he missed a lot of games. Then he was supposed to come back on Tuesday. Then he was supposed to come. Y'all remember this? Am I the only one that remembers this? Am I the only one that can remember back to last week? This wasn't like something that happened in January. This was just last week. They said that he wasn't injured. Then Chris Haynes, we did a video on this, and people talking about, oh, you're trying to tear down a black man. You're coming at Shannon Sharpe. Meanwhile, Shannon Sharpe is coming at Kawhi. Kawhi ain't black when he's talking about Kawhi or Paul George. The minute I say something about LeBron, oh, now you're talking about black men. Y'all need to cut it out. Some of y'all. Chris Haynes came out and said that LeBron looks fantastic. He looks great. They said these are the Lakers' words because Chris Haynes said I spoke to the Lakers. He looks amazing. Then LeBron came back. He played well and he was dunking and everything. LeBron is back. That's what Shannon Sharpe. And Shannon Sharpe even said, no, Skip. I knew this already, but I was just trying to build in the excuse. Y'all remember? These are the people Kwame Brown is talking about. These are the people Kwame Brown is talking about. Talking out of both sides of their mouth. These are the people. So we already heard that LeBron was healthy. There was no issue with his ankle. There was no issue. The fact of the matter is they were playing against the Warriors. In the first half, he didn't play well. Period. End of story. What the bloody hell? So now, whenever somebody doesn't play well, he's injured. Are we being serious? So nobody can have a bad game? Now all of a sudden he's injured? So then they win the game. They hit the game buzzer beater and all of this stuff. And what came after that? Now LeBron is not healthy. What? Wait, so which is it? Do they even know what they're talking about? Do they even know? This the team y'all think the Clippers are afraid of? I think it's a joke. I've been saying it all season long. I think the Clippers are a bad matchup for the Lakers. Just like the Nuggets are a bad matchup for the Clippers. For whatever reason. Just go look at it. And I truly believe, some of y'all may think, I see people cracking up in the comment section talking about 3 rims. Y'all not going to get me in trouble. But all I'm going to say is this. Some people going to call me out. But I'm going to say this. I think the Lakers were tanking 2 weeks ago to miss the Clippers. That's what I think. I think the Lakers were tanking that week so they didn't have to play the Clippers. So they ensured that they stayed in the number 7 spot. That's what I think. The Clippers have been the number 4 and number 3 seed for the longest. People act like as if they became the number 4 seed like out of nowhere, like they fell from number 2 to number 4 and won that. They've been there. The Clippers have never even been the number 1 seed this season. The highest they've been is 2. They've been there the whole time. I think the Lakers were dodging them. There were games where they didn't play LeBron and AD, both of them. I'm like, what happened? Against Houston, I'm like, where are these guys? Are they still in LA? Did they leave? And then at the last minute, they dodged them. This is what I think. I think Rich Paul and that guy put that out there. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think Rich Paul and his friend put that out there. That's what I think. And they ran with it. I think Rich Paul and these dudes put it out there. That's what they did. Because Skip Bayless just said it today. He just said it today. He said to Shannon, you know how this works. So I don't think the Clippers are afraid of the Lakers. Anybody that believes that is foolish. Anybody that believes that is foolish. Go look at both of the teams. The Clippers do everything better than the Lakers. They have better individual defenders. They're a better three-point shooting team. They're a higher scoring team. They're a better free throw shooting team. They do everything better than them. Everything. What's the thing that the Lakers do better than the Clippers? What's the thing? Okay, they play better defense. The Clippers are top 10 defense. Let's talk about scoring. Clippers shot 39%, 40% from the 3 for the season. 8 players shooting over 40. You think it's going to stop all of a sudden? Lakers don't make enough threes. Stephen A. Smith is out there talking about, oh, yeah, the issue with the Lakers is they don't make enough threes. What have you been watching this whole time? Does Stephen A. Smith sip tequila when he's analyzing these games? What have you been watching? What have we been talking about this whole time? He doesn't watch Clippers games, yet he has all of these things to say about them. And he doesn't even seem to watch Lakers games. I'm sorry. Anthony Davis got to step up for the Lakers. I'm sorry. If LeBron doesn't come back, if he's not, guess what? LeBron is 36 years old. He's 36 years old. So what do you expect from him? He is getting old. AD ain't getting old. What's wrong with AD? Nothing is wrong with AD. Draymond Green put him in a straitjacket. Draymond Green. Now, obviously, every team doesn't have Draymond Green. No problem. No problem. I agree with you. But if the Lakers were having issues with Stephen Curry, what do you think they're going to have with Kawhi Leonard? Kawhi Leonard don't need all those picks to give you buckets. Kawhi doesn't need 37 picks and screens to give you buckets. He doesn't need all of that. He don't need all of those screens and all of that. Kawhi gonna stare you down, jab step you, and splash it right in your face. He doesn't need all those screens. God forbid you leave him open. You got five players in your starting five can hit threes. If they start surge. I don't want to talk about the Lakers because it's not about that, but it just came to my mind. Anyway, back to these points. I see you guys are cracking up there. So let me get back to this. Some things to pay attention to before we close. These are the things I'm waiting to see. I'm still waiting to see what lineups are the Clippers going to go with. That's why I'm not ready to make a prediction just yet, because I don't even know the lineups. Is Patrick Beverley going to start? Is he starting? Okay, I don't know. Do I think he'll start? Yes. Do I know for a fact? No, I don't. So I don't even have that information. Who's going to be the backup point guard? Is it going to be Rondo? I don't know. Is it? Is Reggie Jackson going to be the sixth man, or is it going to be Luke Kennard? I don't know. Is Terrence Mann going to get minutes? I don't know. So as of now, make sure you guys keep hitting the like button, guys. As of now, I need to see what the Clippers' 8 to 9 man rotation will be in the playoffs. I don't know that. Until game 1, I need to see that. I need to see that. Another thing I need to see, what Paul George are we going to see? Because I think the biggest question for the Clippers is Paul George. What Paul George are we going to see this year? I really, really, really want to see what Paul George is going to do. And I need to get a good look at him, especially in that game 1. I need to get a good look at him. How is he going to play? That's another thing I don't know. I'm not aware of. How is he going to play? I need to see that. And I need to see what these playoff rotations are going to be. Now, if you ask me, who do you think is going to win the series? This is not my prediction. This is not my prediction because I said I don't know the lineups. These are not my prediction. But if you're asking me who I think is going to win, I think the Clippers are going to win. Okay, 1 second. I see somebody's complaining about a troll. Yo, Ali, Pandemic P. Okay, so normally I see you on the channel. You leave comments. It's no issue. I think you've made your statement already. I don't think you need to keep repeating it. You see, now you got to go. Bye, 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 bye. 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 Peace out. Peace. He's up out of here. Now, I already ignored him. He's out of. He's up out of here. I don't need you to spam me with this. Come on. See, that's the thing I don't be getting. Who got all this energy to hate? Who be having this energy? Who be doing it? I don't be sitting here following dudes I don't like and dropping. First of all, you left the comment. Everybody acknowledged it. You left it again. So what is it going to do? Like, what's going to happen again? He's up out of here. We got him up out of here, man. We got him up out of here. Okay, so if y'all ask me, who do I think is going to win this series? I will pick the Clippers. If y'all ask me in how many games, I would say 6 games. but I need to see what Paul George is going to bring and what lineup are they going to use. What's going to happen if Paul George doesn't get calls? This is a big question. What's going to happen if PG doesn't get calls? Because what I've noticed is whenever Paul George doesn't get calls, he usually drifts further and further and further out to the three-point line and starts jacking up a lot of threes. What packages and set plays do they have for him to help him get easier shots? The one thing I cannot that can ill afford to happen is if Paul George loses his confidence in a game and he stops shooting. That's the worst thing, because that's what happened last year. What I want to see is if he notices that his jump shot is not working, get some easy shots going to the basket. Now, it's also going to depend on, is he going to get calls? We already did a live on this before, talking about Paul George and the unfair treatment. Ty Lue has already spoken about the fact that, listen, you got to play through that, the lack of officiating or whatever it is. These are things I got to see. So I'm going to use game one to understand two things. What am I getting from Paul George? Yeah, flopping ain't going to work. It's not going to work. If it was going to work, it would have been worked. Unless he runs around with a packet of ketchup and sprinkles it on himself and act like his nose is bleeding, or starts seeing 5, 6, 7 rims. I don't know what's going to happen. Anybody going to give you the benefit of the doubt? Unless Paul George can start saying, oh, man, I'm seeing 5. Oh, man, I don't even know. I can't even see my teammates. Oh, my God, I can't even see the ball. How many balls? Oh, my God, I don't know what's happening. I can't see. Unless he says that, ain't nobody going to take you seriously. You think them refs are going to take, anybody going to take Paul George seriously? Y'all are cracking up, but you know it is. We all saw the game. You saw the referees. Even Mark Jackson was like, but that was a foul. And Jeff Van Gundy was like, but that was a foul. He was like, why are you talking to me? I'm not officiating the game. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw it. Oh, man, Harold 680, this is your first live. Oh, man, you messed up. We was just about to end. You came in hella late. So let me get through some more of your comments. If you guys have any questions that I haven't answered yet, post them now. Let me get through some of your comments. Y'all are laughing. You see, they cracking up. They know what I'm talking about, man. That's what Paul George gonna have. You know what Paul George needs to do? Paul George needs to get one of those glasses that Reggie Jackson be wearing. If he's not getting a lot of calls, he needs to go put on one of them glasses and say, "Hey, man, somebody poke me in the eyes, man. Coach, I can't see the rim. I can't see the rim. I can't see the rim. Can y'all help me, please? Help me. Can y'all? God, I can't see the rim. Seriously, that's what he got. That's what he got to do, because I don't know what's going on, man. Yo, your boy, man. Come on, man. Come on. Then Nick Wright had the nerve to come out and say, it was the greatest shot you ever saw from 35. What kind of useless stat is that? It's the longest shot we've ever seen in a playoff game. Who told you he was in the playoffs? It was a play-in game. Since when did a play-in game become a playoff game? One of the greatest shots in playoff history from 37 feet and out. The only other person I can think of is Damian Lillard. What kind of clown life you live in? What kind of clown lifestyle is this? This is one of the longest shots only since Damian Lillard that he hit a shot. He acting like Damian Lillard that actually sent a team home. A team home in the playoffs. He's going to say, that's one of the most amazing playoff shots I've ever seen from the floor from 37.5 feet, 8 meters away. Groundbreaking stuff. And that's why I told you he's the GOAT. What? Come on. Like, yo, come on. I'm just surprised nobody on the show goes, yo, come on, son. Y'all know who Ed Lover is when he's like, yo, come on. Like, yo, come on, son. What are you talking? Thinking like the Lamar Odom face. Like, yo, come on. Come on. What are you talking about from 35 feet out? Dude, who cares? It's a playing game. It's one of the greatest shots I've ever seen in my life. And this is another reason, Wiles, this is another reason why I think LeBron, like, what are you talking about? Did you watch the game? They were slap boxing with AD for the first 3 quarters. There was Draymond Green was slap boxing with AD for those first 3 quarters. AD looked confused. He looked confused. He was like, yo, ref. He was like, my eyes, ref, my eyes. I'm seeing 3 Draymond. Are you sure they got 7 players on the court? It's like, what are you talking about? Then you're going to have the nerve to come out and I'm telling you, then he came out like, oh, one of the greatest playoffs moments we've ever seen. And it's one of the reasons why. It's like, how can it be one of the greatest playoff moments when it's a play-in tournament game? Come on. Like, what are we talking about here? People think I'm roasting him. This is what he said. People think I'm roasting him. This is what he said. I'm seeing 3 rims, and then he hit the shot, and he's like, oh man, he's like, I can't. He's like, I can't see. And Stephen Curry looking at him like, yo, bro, come on, man, you're embarrassing yourself. What are you talking about? That's the only thing. I love LeBron, man, but these antics gotta stop, man. Come on, you hit the shot. Come on, I can't see. Come on, stop. Cut it out, man. Come on, stop. It's enough. I actually thought they were going to throw out Draymond in that game. I really did. I was like, oh, he's up out of here. But the refs would have been like, yo, this is too obvious. We got to keep him in. Anyway, let me see what else you guys are saying. Man. I'm telling you, man, it's Space Jam. Space Jam. When you take enough acting classes, you can really put it together. Yo, I'm telling you, it was too much. It's like, yo, come on, what are you talking? Anyway, stop laughing. They was laughing at him on the show. I was laughing. We were on Dreamerspro. We were cracking. I'm like, come on, man. They're going to bring out a stretcher? Like, come on. It's too much. Let me see what else you guys are saying. One of the most irrelevant stats. Like, one of the most what's the next one? The longest pass from 45, from 37 feet. Like, who cares? It was a playing game. That's all it was. It was nothing. There's no medals. There's no nothing. They don't even count the stats of that game. It's not a regular season. It's not a playoff. It's just a random game. And Nick Wright was out there trying to make it seem like as if that was going to be one of the greatest moments of all time. Let me see what else you guys. Most game time to go ahead. Final field goals in the minutes in last game. Number 1, Kobe Bryant. I'm not surprised by this. Everybody knew Kobe was that dude. Who honestly was surprised about that? Laker fans should know. And I'm, you know what? I'm surprised that some Laker fans don't take offense to that. Laker fans, I thought Kobe brought you 5 rings. Where's your support? Laker fans should have been the first one to stand up and say, hold up, but wait, we got Kobe. What about Kobe? Are these bandwagon Laker fans? What's going on? Y'all forgot about Kobe? So we need NBA players to remind us of Kobe when Laker fans are supposed to be there. Where y'all at? To the point now you got Laker fans talking about LA is a LeBron town. Where y'all at? I'm disappointed in these Laker fans. I'm disappointed in some of you guys. Y'all supposed to hold this city down, and y'all not. Everybody knows. Nobody. I'm not even from LA, and we all know that. Nobody's denying. I don't think anybody's denying LeBron's killer instinct. Nobody's denying that. What people are saying is some people are overblowing it. That's what people are saying. People are overblowing it. Case in point, that last shot at the end of a playing game. Who cares? Who bloody cares? It's a playing game. You're not even supposed to be in the play-in. How y'all show more love to a dude that's not even from LA, but Kawhi Leonard is from LA, and you got dudes from LA clowning him? What's that about? He's not even, this dude is he's from California. He's from California, and dudes acting like as if he came from Long Island or he came from Decatur, Georgia, someplace. This dude is from Cali. That's one of your own. Y'all supposed to be happy for him, but y'all are listening to Shannon Sharp. And if LeBron goes and plays with the Warriors, for example, He out of here, up out of there. You think LeBron's supporting LA? He ain't supporting y'all. He's from LA. I mean, he's from California. I'm just surprised. I'm looking at some Laker fans sideways. That's not how they do in New York. They protect their own. Come on, like Kobe held me. Kobe's not from LA, but he held the Lakers down. Everywhere he went, he took pride in that team. Pride in the Lakers. He wore it on his shoulders. Kobe felt so strongly about the Lakers that he was not willing to recruit anybody. He was like, either you understand what the Lakers are about or you don't. And then you got some Laker fans coming up like as if Kobe wasn't a part of 5 championships. Like as if Kobe didn't go back to back with probably one Hall of Famer. Is Pau Gasol going into the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Is he? He took Pau Gasol. Lamar Odom is not going into the Hall of Fame and beat 3 Hall of Famers. 3. One of them just got inducted into the Hall of Fame the other day, and Kevin Garnett. Kobe did that. And he did it against Paul Pierce. And he did it against Ray Allen. And Rajon Rondo. And you got some dudes from LA. I don't know if they are really from LA, Laker fans. And they just skip over Kobe. I don't understand that. Y'all supposed to hold him down because he held down California. Kobe is from Philly. Kobe repped California so hard. He repped LA so hard that when he went back home to Philly, if you guys remember that All-Star game, he got booed. I never heard Kobe talk about Philly. I never heard Kobe talk about Philly. The only time people they gave Kobe love, Philadelphia, I think was like the last 4 to 5 years of his career. Yeah, dude, I'm down, but people watching. Who's watching you? Tamak Williams. Who's watching you? What are you doing? Who's watching you? Who's paying attention to you? You sitting up here criticizing somebody else in their work. What are you doing? Go start your basketball channel and let's go over there and start critiquing you. What are you doing? You got these lame dudes jumping from out of the closet, coming in. You dude, you die, you thumb. So what you doing, bruh? What are you doing? Put your LinkedIn so we can see what you do. What do you do? Except run around and dislike people's video. You don't like the video, yet you're watching. What does that make you? What are you, a groupie? Nah, groupies don't even behave like that. What are you? You don't even like it, yet you're here. Thumbs down, like as if it matters. Go do something else with your time. Are you mad that I'm giving props to Kobe? What is it? Who is this? Come on. There's no need for this. I don't go around running around YouTube dropping comments on people I don't like and dislike. Come on, I don't care. You don't like me, fine. We get it. You said it once. You said it twice. It's enough. We got you. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on the game. Hopefully I entertained you guys. If you guys missed the first live, this is the part 2. You guys can go check it out. It should be on the channel. If you guys missed that. Another thing, if you guys want to be a part of that live that we're going to be doing for the playoffs on Saturday, make sure you guys go ahead and make sure you sign up to Dreamerspro Max. You can get 7 days of access, charge free, nothing like that. So you be a part of it for the first few games. Marco posts the link in and he posts the link in the chat. If Marco can, he'll post the link again so you guys can see that. I'll take 1 or 2 more questions. Marco, you can go ahead and just drop the link again in the description. Should man play Reggie's minutes? I've been asking that same thing, man. Because the one thing about Terrence Mann, I don't know his plus minus for the season, but whenever he plays, good things happen. He plays defense. He plays defense. He can knock down threes. He's improved his 3-point shot. He's a great playmaker, and he plays under control. I like Terrence Mann. Do you think starting Rondo these playoffs will get him going early? I don't know. because I like what, to be honest with you, I like what Patrick Beverley brings on the defensive side of the floor, to be honest with you. And he's a respectable three-point shooter. Now, I think if it's winning time and it's a close game and it's winning time, Ty Lue may opt to go with Rajon Rondo, probably. And it's a very good question you ask, and it's one of the reasons why I said I don't know the lineups yet. So that's why I want to see at least game one. I don't know what the Clippers lineups are going to be. Very good question you asked. I'll take one or two more, and then we'll close out here. How long before you think Serge and Rondo will start again? Serge and Rondo. No, Rondo never started. Serge, I'm not sure. I think Serge, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. You do your Stephen A. Smith? Nah, man. Stephen A. Smith, man. Everybody been coming out. I don't need to do this, Stephen. Okay. Let me see. What do you think is going on to who do you think was going to defend Luka this series? I think they need to play great team defense. I think they need to be disciplined. I think they need to force him to shoot a lot of threes. He's not a very efficient three-point shooter, and I wouldn't be against fouling him because he doesn't shoot a high free throw percentage from the free throw line. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. AD needs to play the 5. I agree. Yes, Anthony Davis needs to play the 5 for the Lakers. Yes. The Lakers and Suns matchup, I think, is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing to watch. Now, I think the Lakers are going to win, but I still think it's going to be fun to watch. Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, guys, I think I've answered all of your questions. We appreciate that. Thank you guys for your attention. We appreciate that. So don't forget to check out Dreamerspro Max. We'll definitely see you guys on the live. If not, we're going to do a post-game reaction. We appreciate that. Sorry again for the technical difficulties. Hopefully it won't happen again. Thank you guys again, and have a great Friday. Have a great Friday wherever you guys are. Be safe. Stay cool, man. All right. Catch y'all later. Peace.